Hey guys, so I'm going to go ahead and go through my big box that has been sitting in my garage that I brought to my school. And this is just stuff that I picked up over the summer from various places. So I'll go through it and I'll just let you know where I got it from and what my plans are for using it this school year. So I am in my classroom today and I plan to work today in my classroom. So I'm about to unload this box to use in the classroom, so I figured I would go ahead and show you what I got as part of this week's video. So first off, obviously Dollar Tree. I went ahead and got a couple of these. This year I've been using them, or last year I started using them to put cards into. And I also have them as letter boxes. They actually, at Target, they had last year lowercase and uppercase letters, and this perfectly fits the 26 letters. So it's really nice to have one of these containers in my reading center where my kids can match either uppercase to lowercase, lowercase to lowercase, or uppercase to uppercase. So that's what these are for. So I've got a couple of containers of those. I will probably go back for more, but I'm trying to color code them this year, and I actually don't know what colors I have. So those, I just went ahead and just bought 3 of those. This year I also am getting on the Mo Williams little train. I bought 5 already, and they're actually sitting in my library ready to go. These were just 2 more that have come in. These I actually bought from a used book site, and they were like $3 each. They're pretty good shape. You can obviously tell that they've been used, but these are books that are going into my classroom library, so they're going to be used by my students. So that part actually didn't bother me at all, because all I need to do is just put my little labels on them, and then I'm going to be putting them out for the kids to use. So it's okay that they're a little banged up a little bit. I also have in here, my son's pacifier stuff, because that was the moment we were having at Dollar Tree that day. I also bought some science little pickers. I use these at the beginning of the year in various ways. I use them for building the kids' fine motor skills, where they maybe take pom-poms and they move it from one container to the next. You can also throw in matching with it, where they match color pom-poms to where they're supposed to go. Sometimes I also use them in science investigation. We use it to go over our butterflies chrysalis, so the students didn't touch it, but they actually use this to move it around. And I actually used it to move over one of my butterflies that had cocooned in the soil. And so I had to get them out. And so I used these to be gentle, and so I didn't have to touch the nasty stuff on the bottom of the container. So I've got 3 or 4 pairs of those. I actually had a couple of those already. That's the only reason why I only grabbed a couple. I grabbed some more picture frames. Every year our district gives us a class picture, and it's a 5x7 picture, so I use Dollar Tree to frame my picture to make sure it looks nice. And then I keep them in my classroom, so every year I have a picture of my students. I have my first year students all the way to where I'm at today. It's really nice because my students that were in my first kindergarten class were in 5th grade this year, so some of them came down and didn't realize I did that, and got to see a picture of themselves when they were in kindergarten with me. So I got a couple of those because ones I have don't match, and so these are ones that they've had for years now. So I grabbed a couple so that mine would match along with my one from last year. I need to put it into a picture frame. So I got those. So that was all from Dollar Tree. Done. I grabbed some border. I used this in my video. You would see it when I did my how much do teachers make in Florida video. This was used in my VIP kid borders. I cut it in half so that it could fit there. I'm thinking about using it around one of my windows in order to make a cute little bulletin board for my students as a show me how you did, or teacher letters to the teacher. They loved last year giving me letters, and I have an office in my classroom that's made out of windows, but I don't like the kids looking in there, especially if there's people working in there. So I was thinking that like this would be a cute little frame that would tie into my colors in my classroom. So that was an idea of that. It was also a free item because I had points from Overstock, and this is where this is from. It's from Overstock. I had points that allowed me to purchase, I think it was like $60 worth of stuff, because I bought a bed on there. So I had a little bit of play money, and I got this because it kind of fit into the budget that I needed. So that's that. This is actually from Target. These were actually things I used last year, and I wanted enough for each rotation, or each of my groups. So in my classroom, I do 3 reading groups. I have the ability to do 4, but I don't like doing 4 because I feel like I don't see my groups as much. So in order to use these, at the beginning of the year, especially with my lower level students, I use them as a matching, where they either match it uppercase to uppercase, or they match uppercase to lowercase. As they progress through the year, I can use it as a beginning sound or ending sound center, where they just clip it on to where the sound's supposed to be. Or even just matching to the sounds, where I have a sound circle and they match the letter to what picture makes that sound. So I got 2 more of those because I already have 1. And I will say these hold up amazing. I've never had a product that's hold up so well. And my students loved them, and my students were rough last year. And so when they were rough, I didn't even have one come loose. Where usually clothespins, I'm having to put them back together and get the little metal pieces stay together. These I had no issue whatsoever. So I definitely picked up the only 2 they had, which is perfect because that gives me a set of 3. But it's this is definitely a product I'm going to be looking for again. And usually when I have multiple sets of the same thing, I will make some kind of color code on the back, so that if for some reason a student leaves it on the floor, I know exactly where it goes back. So that's just a little organization tip. So I do have 2 of those, and those are $3 at the Target dollar spot, which is not really the dollar spot, but that's what everybody calls it. So yeah. Another activity is a letter puzzle that I got also from Target. This was actually a, I think, $1 puzzle. My students last year I thought would hate these kind of activities, but they absolutely loved it. I will do another video about how I do reading centers, because I do a lot of hands-on activities where I don't do it. The kids do it, the kids check it, the kids get their things that they earn for it. But I will do a separate video just showing or telling about what I do for that. So that's what this is. It's just matching the letter to a word that begins with that letter and also has the word there. So that's probably going to be a beginning of the year activity, especially since the word is there for them to match. Another thing I got, as you can see, I just also throw in I do have a 2-year-old son, which I talk about almost every video. So if you haven't seen that already, hey, I have a 2-year-old son. So every time we get him a kid's meal, because he eats a ridiculous amount of food, I throw this into my school tub and put it in my treasure box. So he doesn't care for them usually, or he's not quite to the age to care. And he has a ton of toys, so I just throw them in here. So I may be getting out a lot of kids' meal stuff. Another one I got was the same kind of idea of this one, but this one takes it a little step further. It does have the letters A to Z, but it's double-sided. It's the only bad part. But it matches uppercase letter, lowercase letter, picture that starts with that word, and the word that matches the picture. So it's got 4 things that they match to, so it is also a puzzle. So it will be something that I have my kids complete. Don't know what order. I may have them separated. And when they're working on those certain group of letters, they'll work on it at their center time. But this was also $1 at the Target dollar spot. Another thing that I purchased this year are these buttons that will go on by my bathroom door, by my table, different places, as a way for students to show whether the bathroom is occupied or if it is a no talk time to the teacher. These were purchased from Amazon, and I will put my link below, so you can always look in the bottom of the video to see where I got them from. But as you can see, these are LED lights, and my son did get into them, and I want to say they were fairly inexpensive. They were pretty cheap, and this is the first year using them, but I found a lot of teachers that use these. The only difference is Dollar Tree does have some of these that are a little bigger. These are a little smaller, so I kind of like that. They're smaller, and they're not going to take up as much space. But they did come in a pack of 4. I have an idea of what I'm going to do with 2 of them. Not sure if I'm going to use all 4, if I'm going to just keep them just in case. But I have those, and those were also from Amazon. I did purchase golf pencils. These are special because they actually have erasers on them. So they're the Ticonderoga golf pencils with erasers. So that was something I was really excited about. These were purchased from Overstock. Like I said, I did have some available bonus money to use, so this was something that I did buy there. But they are available on Amazon for a little bit cheaper than I purchased them on Overstock. But as I said, a little bit of extra money, so I didn't feel bad about purchasing them there. But again, they are Ticonderoga and they are already pre-sharpened. So just throwing that out there. As you can see, kids meal toy, 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 kids meal toy. Okay, we do not eat out this much, but this is from, I think, towards the end of last year, along with June and middle of July. My husband always throws them in different spots, and then I have to go behind them and get them and put them where they need to go. But if you ask him, it's usually I throw them in different spots and he tries to put them all together. So it depends on who you ask. And then the other big thing that is in my container are my stools, or my rocking seats. I forgot what they're called. These were purchased from Overstock. Again, I had a little bit of money, but they were actually pretty cheap on there. They came in a set of 6. The only thing that I didn't like is you couldn't pick your colors, which I am okay with the colors I got. I do have a lot of primary colors in my classroom, so I'm okay with that. So I actually was good, and they did send me 3 blue and 3 red. And my son, I had to pry these out of his hands. He loved them. But I am doing flexible seating in my classroom this year, so this was a product that I really wanted to get to put in my classroom, so I did get 6 of those, and they will be in my classroom. I don't know where yet, but they're going to be in my classroom. But I have 6 of these. But yeah, that is pretty much where I got everything, and that's pretty much all my products that I have. Again, they're all from either Dollar Tree, Overstock, Amazon, or Target, and those are usually where I stay and purchase everything. I will be filming a little bit more later today, but for now, here I go. Bye, y'all. Hey guys, so it's Monday, so I'm starting my week off. I've actually already been in my classroom almost for the full day now, and I'm actually about to leave after I do a little bit of writing down of some of my book bins so that I know what labels I need to make this evening to put in my library tomorrow. So I wanted to go ahead and show you what I did today, along with kind of give you an idea of what my plans are for the rest of the week. So without further ado, give me 1 second and you will be able to see my classroom for today. So this is actually the view coming in from my front door. I had a coworker that came and picked up the 2 stacks of chairs that were sitting here, along with I put the 2 desks that were here over in another classroom because they only had 16, and here in the state of Florida, or the county that we are in, your approximate class size is 18, so I went ahead and moved those 2 desks over there. So I got that area cleaned up. Over here, I just cleaned off this area, and I did go ahead and put my 2 bins. Usually what I do is 1 bin will be for when they turn in their home folder, and the other bin is just a turn in of anything they're giving to me. So I have those 2. I do want to make some labels for them this year and put them there. My other containers that I have right here are my pencil station. Also with my pencil station, I have regular erasers, and erasers go on top of the pencils because my kids love to chew pencils. Okay, so here comes the wild mess. So today I worked on getting some of this stuff down that I put away for storage for the summer. So I got some of that down. As you can see, I was working in there and never closed it. But this is probably going to be my my thing I'm working on tomorrow, along with working on my library. But as you can see, I pulled down a lot of stuff and got stuff out and was organizing stuff. This back table, I put more stuff on there. It was just stuff that I actually took down from the top of the cabinets. But if you don't recall, this is just stuff I'm giving away to teachers that just started or teachers that need it. So there is a spot that they're going to open up towards the beginning of the school year, and I will be able to put all that stuff there. My table, really nothing has changed over here. I did go ahead and have everything laminated and printed off. That's going to go on my bins. So these are the labels for my bins. So these are my math labels. So it's math group 1, math group 2, and that should be math group 3. So it looks like I will be having some work to do tomorrow. And then my reading is going to be my pineapple, so they are yellow. And then over on my other ones are going to be my Monday through Friday bins along with my sub bin. I did move out my pencil sharpener. If you have not seen my post already on my blog, this is the best pencil sharpener I've had. And so I went ahead and moved it out because I know I'm going to be sharpening some pencils. And then I went ahead and reorganized this area. So I have student scissors that are going to be at my table that match the color of my teacher area, along with putting out all my lovely things I love to write with. Okay, so going around, I went ahead and pulled down my balls. So this will be my ball table. These are can-do balls, and I actually got them off of Amazon. I love these. This is the video you saw at the beginning of this one. Those are just some of my hauls that I put out on the table because I want to put them away into their respective bins. These are books that I went through my library. I sorted out my library, and these are just books that are just either old or I just don't want to be put in my library this year. This is Book of Trash. I organized all my books into categories. Last year I did have a book thrower, so unfortunately the library went into my closet and I never brought it back out. But I went ahead and organized everything. I still have a couple more bins left that I can put stuff into, but I organized everything and I just have to make labels today. So on the top I will have leveled library from A to D. That's usually by the end of our kindergarten year, we're expected to get them to D. So I just want to do a little small library just for those leveled readers. And then I have different types of books that took up a lot of room, so I'm going to be getting bigger containers for those. And those will be going on the next shelf. And on the bottom shelf is just the start of my sorting of books, and it continues over here. So I have like categories like seasons and weather, Pete the Cat, Spot the Cat, Elephant and Piggy, just random books that my kids have over the years really enjoyed. This is the beginning of my wall of showing kids different stuff. And then this is beginning my foundations board. As you can tell, I still do not make them small enough, but small enough to work. But I actually ran out of staples. I will say that this is the best idea ever. If you have not gotten a regular staple gun, this is meant for like medium duty stapling projects. That has been one of my best purchases. We do have old boards here, so it's really hard to get a staple in, and that works perfectly. So I have my foundations ready to go. Reading is out and ready, and then I have my stuff for this one over in the corner. I just haven't pulled it over yet. This is going on my teacher table for a projection. There is my teacher table. I just have not done anything with it yet. So it is there. It is sort of ready to go, I guess. Over here, this was the start. This is going to be my classroom supply area. So what I do is I have classroom crayon containers. Usually I have about 2 of every of the basic colors, and then just a lot of random colors in there. So when a student needs crayons, they just come over here, get a container, and take it back to their seat. In my classroom, I also do glue sponges. I will be making a video later about how to make glue sponges, but there is a blog post on my blog, so if you want to, go check it out, ocdforkinders.com. I do keep boards, board markers, and board erasers. And then up here is just going to be 4 regular classroom things, but I actually don't know what I'm going to put in there yet. So I showed you last week my boards are done for calendar and math, or at least the titles are. I will be putting up the rest of the calendar. This is sitting here. I want to find a way to put this actually on my board. What we use this for is we have magnets that are the base 10 blocks. We have the hundreds magnet, tens magnets, and ones magnets, and those will actually go on here because it is magnetic. And I just need to find a way to hang it up. I don't know how to hang it up on that board, but I'll figure it out. Calendar table, or not calendar, computer table. I will organize those later. Just haven't gotten to it yet. I did move a table out because I wanted more space with flex seating. I want to be able to get little work mats so the students can work. So this will be my chair table, ball table, stool table, floor table, and then teacher table. I am going to be putting bands on the bottom of the chairs so that students can kick and move their feet when they are working with me. And I also am currently making chair pockets to go on the back of the chairs to house all of their individual student supplies that they need during my group time. But I will go ahead and take this time to do a once around the classroom, and I'll point out little stuff if I need to. Oh, and there are my scoop seats that I did in the video earlier at the beginning. So those will be here. There's not the container they're going to stay in, and not sure that they're going to stay there, but just for there for now. So here you go. Dun, 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 dun. So I like that it's open right now, and I just need to keep on organizing it. Hey guys, it's me. It is now Tuesday. I'm in my classroom today. I've been here for about an hour. I did lots of chit-chatting with one of my coworkers, along with setting up a couple of my son's doctor's appointments. Last week when he went to his checkup, he actually failed his vision screening, and he also, his physician also had some concerns with allergies. So she had referred us to see an allergist, along with to see a person for his vision, to figure out one, if there is a vision issue, or if it was just he failed the test because he failed the test, and two, to figure out if he does have an allergy, which would explain some of the symptoms he's been having here lately. So the good thing is I actually got his allergy appointment scheduled, and it's actually for today. So instead of staying in my classroom all day like I was planning to, I will actually be going to pick up my son during nap time at daycare and go take him to an allergist. So that should be lots of fun. Please think about me. Well, once you see this, he's already would have gone to it. But whatever, we'll work with it. So today my plan is I have a list of to-dos that is now on the floor. But my biggest to-do is for today is my library. Yesterday I spent about 4 hours on my computer making book bin labels, along with making stickers to go on the books. I used a cool paper for my packaging when I send out things for various reasons, and it's sticky on the whole sheet, and it's already cut in half. So what I did is I made little circle labels, and if you give me a second, we'll actually walk and talk. So the actual labels, there's one that goes on the book bin itself, and then I have a set that goes on the back of the book. So they look like this. This is a dancing hippo for my animal fiction, but I have sets, and so each one will be good for, I think it's like 36 books. I don't know. We did what fits. And then on the actual book bin itself is going to be, let me find it because it's in one of these bags, is going to be these labels. So these are actually themed after Pocket Full of Primaries. So I will not be putting them on my Teachers Pay Teachers. If you do want to look at a good set, go look at hers. I just right now can't pay $12, so I love the idea. So I recreated the idea, so it is not my original idea. So I am one of those people, if it's not my idea, I am not going to take credit for it. So if you do want some library labels, please go ahead and head over to her Teachers Pay Teachers. Again, her name was Pocket Full of Primary. If you haven't heard about her, she's a very great teacher and has lots of really good tips, and she's also a vlogger. But I have these, and those will actually go on the book bin itself. So in my library, I'm going to have labels A to D, because by the end of the kindergarten year, they have the expectation that they should be on the level D book. And then I'm going to have just my picture books sorted out the way that meets their needs. So, for example, I bought some books from thriftbooks.com. And so I have a whole section that's going to be elephant and piggy books. And so on the back of the book is going to be a sticker. And then on top of the sticker, I also put a shipping tape on top so that they can't peel at the sticker itself. And then they will match it to the book bin that it goes into and put it in there. I did last year have a couple of book throwers. So my books did end up back into my office area. So this year, my way to get around that is, hey, if you want to throw it and not treat my books correctly, one, you don't get to use my books. How about that? And two, you still get to clean it up and make sure it goes back in the correct bin. So that is one way I'm making sure I'm really organized this year with those books, so that I can just be like, well, you decided not to make a good choice, so you can go clean it up. Thank you. But that is my big plan for today, is get that done, and then I will be leaving here shortly to go and take my son to the allergist. Hey, so I just realized, kind of sort of recently, that I haven't checked in with you since Tuesday. So it's actually Thursday right now, and it's not just Thursday, it's Thursday night at like 10 p.m. So I figured I would go ahead and like check in with you and like kind of like discuss what I've done. So I know the last time I left off, it was Tuesday, and I was actually about to leave school to take my son to the allergist. Good news with that is that my son, he was tested for 32 different allergies. It's a typical test they do for kids that are 2. And he was actually negative on all parts. They said that is a good thing. The next step is just check for gluten allergy and a lactose allergy. And then from there, if we can't figure out, he's going to be going to a different doctor to see if there's something else going on that is causing some of his issues that he's having. Since then, on Wednesday and Thursday, or actually today, I was in a 2-day training. This training was called Capturing Kids' Heart, and it was an absolute amazing training. My trainer was named David Johnson, and he is actually, he was a principal for the county that is one over, and he currently actually resides not too far away. He was excellent. He made sure we really related to him, and he made sure we felt so comfortable. Today, when we were leaving, we did share one thing that we are taking back from the training. And many people were like, look, this was like a therapy session for teachers, and how we felt like it is just going to propel us into having such a great year. And one thing that I really took back from this training was it's going to help me ensure that when a student enters my classroom, they leave my classroom even better than when they were in it. Capturing Kids' Heart is all about making sure we're not just teaching academics, but teaching them how to be the best person they can be. And that really resonates with me, because that's how I felt with a lot of my teachers that I loved, is that I felt like I was a better person when I was in their classroom. Not that I'm a bad person, because obviously I'm a teacher, and hopefully bad people are not teachers, but it was just it was a nice training to go to. If you ever struggle with behaviors or struggle with how do I best meet the needs of my students, this is a great thing to look into. It's a great training that takes you back to making sure the classroom is not just your classroom, but their classroom, and making sure that they feel like they have responsibility to do well and that they are a part of it. One thing that they really push you on is to make sure that you build a contract with your students, and that your students invest in that contract, because 1, they helped you build it. 2, you sign it. They sign it. Visitors that come into your classroom, you ask them to sign it, so that students are aware that it is something that everybody is being accountable for. So it was really something that once I took the training, I'm like, I got this. Yeah. So it's something that I'm definitely pushing and definitely excited to be implementing this year. Hey guys, so I'm going to go ahead and end this video here. Remember, if you liked this video, please hit the thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos that I do, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can receive my notifications. Have a great week, and I will see you on the flip side. Bye!